Another important thing to note is that when you're adding new lines or pieces of infrastructure on the web map, you got to make sure that you're putting it into the right map layer. And so we have some map layers that are very similar. So for example, if we look underwater here, we've got water curb stops and we've got water valves. And so even though they're pretty similar pieces of infrastructure, essentially they're both valves, we do have separate layers for them. So your water valves are at the end of or at the start of your service lines, and they're what isolate your property's water. Then we have our water valves, and those are your mains and isolation valves. Those are not for properties, just for isolating main lines, and then as well as isolating fire hydrant leads. So fire hydrant leads are the lines that go from the main line to your fire hydrant, and then every fire hydrant has their own isolation valve, just like a service line would. Another example of that is our 3 different types of water lines. And so if you look at the bottom left-hand part of the screen here, we've got our hydrant leads, our water service lines, our water main lines, and our water supply. So your water supply would be like a raw water line or a treated water line that comes to your municipality. So in the context, that would be like Wheatland Regional Corporation, their main lines going from the treatment plant to each municipality. In the cases of like Acme and Drumheller, it would be the Aqua 7 line. So you just have to make sure when you're creating new data that it's going into the proper layer. So have a look at the asset group that you're creating for, and just have a glance through all of the different layers and make sure that you're creating within the proper layer.